Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M10 RBFM. It's a Tier 5 French premium turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay under the command of BertholomaeusRexodus. Well, we're going to see a lot of games from premium tanks over the next few weeks, I think, because of the holiday ops. Lots of people are picking up tanks they never had before or wanted to get and wanted time to try it out, and that's why we're seeing quite a few replays of the same vehicles. A lot of players are also playing the BP, or Leppy as some people like to call, or Lehepper, because of course it's very good at generating wins in games. So we're over onto the west side of the map to start with, and we do have a platoon mate in that Panzer III here who's decided to go ahead. Werewolf 1989's decided to go ahead. Now this gun is the 76mm with a 3-inch gun. Oh, and we just got shot in the rear by the 7 Vente on our own team and spotted a Stug by Aslains B on the move. Might as well take advantage. He gets one round in, but it hits the tracks. Oh, that one definitely penetrated, and he got an average roll. Now this 3-inch gun, 76mm, will do 115 Alpha, 130mm pen with standard rounds, and with the premium rounds it can do 170. So only 2 shots that actually connected. One connected to the tracks, the other committed to the body. But hello, Mr. Hetzer. Yes, we'll have something in you. In fact, you got a nice shot there, but it was a low roll. Now, BertholomaeusRexodus has actually sent in more than a few replays just recently, because he's been having some good games, and obviously we like to see good games. The M10 seems to be a favourite at the moment. A lot of people using it if they want to get sustained damage on the enemy. Now this is a well-known position normally, and I wouldn't recommend people to actually occupy it if there was Arty in the game. Mainly because it's so easy to drop a shell into that bush and suddenly find there's somebody hiding in it. But in this game there's no Arty, so we're okay. And our teammate next door to us, the Vente, the guy who was actually annoyed that BertholomaeusRexodus got here first and decided to forego his chance of getting a high caliber by shooting him in the rear, well, he's just sitting alongside us, acting as a marker, could say, to say, there's somebody here. But the enemy's not even trying to get us, and that's actually down to Werewolf, because he's putting up a good position over there, stopping the enemy from actually moving up. Okay, we're changing position at the moment, mainly because the enemy is really strong on the east side of the map. They've just gone straight through the town, and now BertholomaeusRexodus needs to take up a position that will enable him to get serious damage on the enemy when they make their move towards the cap. Now, as you may know, the M10 RBFM is basically a Wolverine in other clothing. It is a French tank, but it was well, it's an American tank destroyer, but it was under French use, and it was the French Marines that we were actually using it. And the French Marines like to do indirect fire, so they actually had a sextant mounted on the vehicle so they could do indirect fire if they were asked for any fire support missions. And that actually became quite useful, because during the invasion of France, or during Overlord, there was quite a few French tanks that were actually charged with helping the Free-French who were actually invading certain towns along the French coast. They were the ones who were tasked with the job at Ouistreham. I think you may have heard about that one. There was, I think it's at Ouistreham, or that it was actually shown, the battle was shown in The Longest Day. And you will see a whole bunch of Free French Marines actually tried to take the casino, and they actually had to call for a Shah to actually do the job for them. In fact, in the film, I believe it wasn't an M10, it was something else. It may have been a Sherman. But the fact is, the French did use these tanks for fire support. We've got a Panzer F2 over there trying to make his way up, and KV1. But look at that! Oh, he's got a fire! He's got a fire! Can he get the kill? Oh, he put the fire out. That was probably a manual fire extinguisher there. It's really a false economy to have one of those, you know. I know people say, well, I'll only need it once in a blue moon. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes you do need it, and very, very strongly need it. So it is a false economy. Now, he got a critical hit on the tracks there, I think, but he is going through the armor on that Panzer IV, and he goes down. He's taken out in the end by the Semavente, the guy who tried to get our position. T1 there, lost sight of him. So we're moving up a bit because I think that bush is actually providing a bit more cover than it should. Now, our team has actually done rather well over on the other side of the battlefield, the other end of the battlefield. But Churchill won. Yes, I think we can do that. But if we do, we're going to have to pull back very shortly afterwards. The T1 will start lobbing shells in our direction. Yeah, he's getting good shots. Yeah, very good. Oh, that one just hit the tracks. So a little glancing bow. We're up to 1,500 hit points. There's still a number of tanks on the north edge of the map. Now, yes, side of the turret, easy kill. Yes, there we go. That was nice. That was really classical and clinical. Still a few tanks up this end, though. The T1 Heavy and the KV-1. They won't be going all the way back down the east side of the map, but they must be worried about our tanks down the other end. There's 4 left on either team. Now, the hit point supports us at the moment because we're 300 up over the enemy, but that could turn around with just 1 or 2 shots. And I have a suspicion that the enemy at this moment is trying to work out which way they're going to go. Are they going to try for the cap at this end? Or are they going to retreat and go back and try and protect their own cap? We've lost another tank down the far end. The P2640 went back to the IKV-103. So he must be the one who's defending the enemy cap in much the same way that BertholomaeusRexodus is guarding his cap. Using the bushes to its advantage, stopping the enemy from getting in the cap. You can see the reload time by the book is actually 2.97 seconds, and he's got 2.62. This thing does have a very good DPM, 2,321 hit points per minute, and that's strong. That's very good. I mean, this vehicle was designed as the 3-inch gun motor carriage. T35E1 was the actual name that was given while it was in trials. They actually took the armour off the vehicle, but as you saw in France, they actually put armour onto the vehicle. Yes, they have put these hedgerow cutters on the bottom of the vehicle. And in fact, actually, the engineers who did it virtually overnight. They actually had to chop up armour, weld it on, just so they can get through the bocage. Don't know if you've ever been to Normandy and seen it, but the bocage is just these small, they're not squares, but they're these small fields where there are just a few these thick hedgerows around the outside of them, and they're terribly difficult to get through. And the tanks are having a nightmare of a job because they get through the bocage and then find a German unit right on the other side of it and get torn to shreds whilst they were still trying to detach themselves from the hedges. And those hedges really did slow the vehicles down. And now it's just 2 versus 4. And it's that Semavente, the guy who shot us in the rear right at the start of the battle because he was miffed that BertholomaeusRexodus went to his firing position. You can even see the mark that he left, that green mark. Okay, well, we found one of the enemy, and it's the IKV, and he's got very weak armor, but he does have a good gun. Oh, Semavente got a shot in. Yeah, can you get the kill? Oh, thank you for showing us a bit. Oh, he backed up just at the right moment, but it doesn't stop us killing him. Okay, so now the 14 TP. Now, where will he be? The fact that the enemy hasn't gone into the cap by now kind of suggests that they did turn around and make their way back. I may have to eat my words. Oh, no, they have started to go to the gap. So, yes, okay. I don't have to eat my words because they did stay up there. They just couldn't work out what they were going to do. And when the Semavente was suddenly spotted at this end of the map, they thought, okay, well, we'll get into the cap at this end because they can't make their way all the way back and stop us. Well, that's probably not true either because, yes, BertholomaeusRexodus is going to do just that. He's actually going to go back, and there's 2 in the cap now, so we've only got 30 seconds in order to try and stop them, but he is going to really cream them. Now, they've got 1,044 hit points, just about the same amount we've got. He's trying to pull up, so he's got the distance on the cap, only just within view range. He needs to get a bit closer. Ideally, he wants to use those hedges to the right, but these guys must have fairly good camo. One of them's left the cap. There is one of them. That's the KV-1. One shot will deal with him, and he's out the game. Good shot. The T1 Heavy decided he wanted to go into the rocks, and the Semavente is having a bit of fun already because he's trying to create a crossfire so we can just drive up and take him inside. No, he didn't pull back far enough there. He knows he's in a crossfire. He doesn't want to pull back because he knows that BertholomaeusRexodus just put a round into his colleague and took him out of the game. Semvente's found the 14 TP. Now, do we react to the 14 TP? I don't think so. I think Semvente can take him out. That's one. Kill shot. Thank you. And we took one round from the T1 Heavy, but we've got another kill. That's 4 kills now. Now, there's only one enemy left. 14 TP. Semvente's still full health. Yes, he was just probably having a hissy fit about BertholomaeusRexodus going to his favourite position, and how dare he do that? And that's why he fired the round in. It could be counterproductive if he actually turns out to have the highest damage in the game. He's missed out on a high caliber. Well, that's the end of the game. It's a victory. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. Okay, I'm officially smirking on this one because BertholomaeusRexodus 44 times 2, what a long name, of the TLG clan, actually got a first ace tanker in his M10 RBFM in this game. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one, he managed to get 13. And look at this, he got a high caliber. He did the most damage in the game, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool, and his win rate was 8,673. So was that Semavente a little, how should we say, naughty for shooting BertholomaeusRexodus in the rear? Let's see if people regret it. Yes, he does regret it. He did have the high caliber, the Semavente. He actually ended up with only a Confederate, whereas he would have had a Confederate and a high caliber and 2,128 hit points of damage. But because he shot BertholomaeusRexodus in the rear, it cost him a medal, and BertholomaeusRexodus picked up the high caliber medal and 2,105 hit points of damage, with the 3rd place going to the Panzer IV F2 on the enemy team, who had 1,272. So there's the answer. Don't shoot your teammates in the rear, because if you do, you're giving up a medal if you're a good player. That guy was a good player, and just he's lost a medal. Oh well, we'll take it. When it comes to kills, it was BertholomaeusRexodus. He got 4 kills, but he shared it with the Churchill 1. That Churchill 1 that he killed. Yeah, they both got 4 kills in the end. 3 kills went to the Semavente and the Matilda, and for the Panzer IV Dreifier, which was actually Werewolf. That was BertholomaeusRexodus's platoon mate in that game. We didn't see him get killed, but he did die during the game. But he did rather well with 3 kills, and so did the Semavente and the Matilda. But when it came to base XP, yep, it's BertholomaeusRexodus. He comes out on top of this one, 1,377. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. 840 went to the Semavente, 785 went to the Panzer Dreifier, which of course was Werewolf. So that was an interesting game, wasn't it? 42 shots fired, Only 31 of those actually connected and 20 penetrated. 2,105 hit points in total, of which 1,521 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see a fair amount of damage done at long range. But that's the thing about the M10 RBFM. It does have an accurate gun, which means you can be a proper, as Skill would say, sniper schnitzel. You can actually be out there at long range and plug the enemy full of holes and do it, 115 hit points at a time. Okay, so he also received one hit. It did penetrate, and he also was spotted one enemy vehicle, damaged 80 the enemy, killed 4, did 876 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 65 cap points while he was in the cap on this one. Sorry, that's defense points, rather. That's the reset on the KV1, rather, I should say. I apologize on that. And on the credit side, on the premium count, he actually made a profit of 3,444 credits, even though he did use a fair amount of premium ammo to make sure that he got those connections. He also got 4,957 experience points as well, which is a decent total. But the best thing of all is he got his first ace tanker. But best of all, he got a complimentary high caliber for being shot in the ass. And I would rather like to be shot in the ass if it gives me a medal. Yes, wave my booty around and put a round in me. But of course, it's not going to do any damage to me if it's going for my teammates. And all it's going to do is give me a medal if I'm good enough. And yep, BertholomaeusRexodus was more than good enough. And the Semivente was just a very silly boy. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.